Never let anybody see you sweat.
So I was born in New York City, and I lived there until I was 8 years old. I realized that I was a much better talker than I was a listener.
I don't know what to say, I just don't like what you're saying.
Sorry, Your Honor.
I ended up going to law school at Georgetown, and I was a prosecutor for Janet Reno. I loved it because it was so raw.
Were you cheating on her?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
All rise.
Our show will be a mixture of education, I think you're misreading the law a little bit, and entertainment. My main goal is justice and the law. That's been my legacy, and the legacy I hope to continue into the future with the show.
Marcus Harold claims his landlord entered his apartment without permission and carelessly let his dog escape. Andrew Forrest says he needed to fix an emergency leak, and the plaintiff violated his lease by having a dog.
Mr. Harold, you're suing Mr. Forrest for $2,200 because your former landlord entered your home without your permission and your dog actually escaped and got lost, right? I'm
Yes.
so sorry to hear that. Tell me what happened.
Yes, I am. Well, so I was at work. I work as an ER nurse, and when I return, I hear that my landlord, Andrew, tells me that he came into my apartment without my permission, and
All right, let's start over a second. I think I'm going to ask you questions. How long had you been living at that? Is it an apartment or a house?
Apartment, yeah.
Okay, how long had you been living at that apartment?
About 7 months at that point, yeah.
And did you have a good relationship with your landlord?
To be honest, no. It was contentious from the very beginning. It did not seem to me like I was the type of person that he wanted to be renting
What made
to.
you think that or feel that?
At first, just his vibe, but he told me that, this is a family apartment building, and which was a very strange thing to say. I think he asked me if I was single, so he knew I was a bachelor. He made a remark about my long hair. I thought that was very strange. It was like, oh, are you a surfer? That sort of thing. And I'm like, no, I'm a professional. I'm an ER nurse.
Okay, but all that was before you rented there?
No, that was after I'd moved in.
All right, so you had an animal in there. You had a dog. Did you have a lease in writing?
Yes, I have a lease.
Can I have it?
Yeah, yes, I have it right here.
Did you have permission to have the dog there?
I did not.
Okay, because they didn't allow pets, or because you would have to pay a pet deposit?
I would have had to pay.
So you didn't tell your landlord you had a dog?
I didn't tell my.
And your dog must be a very quiet dog.
No, he wasn't actually. He would bark when people came by.
All right, let's talk about what went wrong in your apartment. You had a problem with the washing machine?
Yes, I had a problem.
What was the problem?
It was leaking.
Okay.
And I informed Andrew that it was leaking, and he said, "Oh yeah, sure, I'll get to that." And then a week went by, and he still had done nothing. He didn't even come down to my apartment to see what the problem was. I tell him again, and he's like, "Yeah, I'll check that out." And then a week after that, so 3 weeks in
You
total.
don't sound like is that true that in 2 weeks you didn't do anything about a leaking?
It's not true. I went and was making calls. However, the washing machines are a bit old. They need a specialist.
Yeah, I'm not picking that up. Why would it take 2 weeks to get somebody to take a look at it? I don't think you were trying that hard. All right,
my
so
apologies,
at
Your
some
Honor.
point you find
Just a little,
somebody and you
little.
call him and you say, I've got somebody, but it's not on a good day for you. And you say to him, no, that's not going to work.
Yes, I do.
And then you say, all right, let me get another date from the guy. And you get a date that's in the future.
Yes, he's got to go to the laundromat for another week if he doesn't take this particular appointment that we have. Set
Did you offer to go with the person in order to supervise that nothing was taken from his apartment?
I actually texted him and offered to go into the apartment so that I could supervise the entire time, and then I could tell him exactly everything that was going to happen.
Yeah, no, I didn't want him. I didn't want a stranger. I didn't want Andrew coming into my apartment. So, no, I didn't want anybody.
Because if he did that, he might find your dog that you're not paying for.
He might find something. I just don't want people in
the
my...
main thing he'd find is the dog that you're trying to secrete.
He might find my dog, sure.
All right, do you charge more for rentals with pets?
Yes, we do.
Not just the pet deposit, but more rent?
Yes. In paragraph 15, it's $100 a month pet monthly rent.
Okay, so While we're waiting for the never-ending wait for the repairman, you get a call that there's water leaking from his apartment to the apartment beneath his.
Yes. It's just random happenstance. The day that we was going to have the appointment, I do get a phone call from the unit below his, and I actually do have a letter here from the resident stating they did inform me that there was a leak in the apartment, and then I took my maintenance man over there with me, and we check out the apartment.
All right, so now you have to get in there. Because now there is the catastrophe that could have been averted by getting there earlier.
Coming up on Justice for the People.
This is about the dog. It's not about the damage. It's not about the rental. It's not about anything else. It's about the dog. The dog gets out. Are you surprised when a dog runs out?
Yeah, I'm very surprised.
And later,
I had the idea that it would be good for us to celebrate us graduating by going to this festival. I didn't have money to buy tickets for myself at the time.
if you'll be in the Los Angeles area and want to bring your case to court, call 1-888-552-6878. You're watching Emmy-nominated Justice for the People with Judge Milian. We're back with the case of Marcus Harold, who blames Andrew Forrest for negligence.
All right, so you open up because you have your own key to the place.
Yep, I go up there, I open up the door, and then his dog runs out the door. I don't know that there's a dog up there at all, so I can't take any precautions whatsoever in order to keep the dog from
Did you
getting out.
try reaching him before you went to his apartment?
Yes, I tried calling him multiple times, and we waited for 30 minutes, and then I decided that after 30 minutes, I didn't know the extent of the damage. I needed to get into the
After you
apartment.
waited a good 2 weeks to do anything? When you hear anything about a leak, you have to jump on it with the guy who apparently you can get to jump, right? All right, so you go in there, the dog gets out, because this is about the dog. It's not about the damage. It's not about the rental. It's not about anything else. It's about the dog. The dog leaves, and what do you do at that moment?
At that particular moment, I actually close the door. I don't enter the unit, and I try to chase after the dog. I can't find him anywhere. I can't see the dog. He's just gone. He's disappeared. And then I go back into the apartment because at that particular point, there's only so much time that I can give to trying to find this particular dog. We need to get that leak started, taken care of.
Did you get the leak repaired?
Yes, we did.
Mr. Harold, you are suing for $2,200, which is what? Your moving expenses?
Yes, yeah.
And $600 of that is what you paid to adopt the dog?
Yes, yeah.
All right, and your moving expenses were precipitated because you didn't want to live there anymore?
No, I didn't want to live there. I didn't think that it was possible for me to continue living there with Andrew as my landlord. What
did he do wrong?
I mean, aside from just the general, like, washing machine, he let my dog out.
Right, but how was he going to know there was a dog if you didn't get permission to have the dog, pay the extra rent to have the dog, pay the pet deposit?
He should have known that there was a dog in there.
Why should he have known?
But you don't just walk into somebody's apartment and let the dogs just run out. I mean,
Well, no,
he's
if
had
the
experience.
dog's behind the door and you open the door because you don't know that you have to squeeze your body in and stop a dog from running out, then you open the door and you don't know that there's a dog running out. What did the landlord do? Because he has the absolute right under the law to go in when there's an emergency like a leak. And I know that there was a leak because I've seen all the paperwork and the affidavits from the other tenant. So there was a leak. He has the right to go in there and stop the bleeding. See, I think there's something he did wrong. It just had nothing to do with the loss of your dog. What he did wrong was not handling your washing machine earlier, but that doesn't have anything to do with the loss of your dog.
Well, okay, so first of all, the dog, he would have heard Tugboat on the other side of that door. He barks.
Did you
when
hear
a stranger
a dog barking?
comes on the other side.
No, and I've never had any complaints about a dog in his unit at all.
Did you try looking for the dog?
Yes, of course I tried looking for the dog, but it was
did
already
people
late.
put up the flyers and stuff like that to try to find the dog?
Yes, I put flyers. He says he put flyers. But he didn't
How
tell
would
me.
he put flyers? He doesn't even have a picture of the dog.
I don't know. He was putting
what
flyers.
What flyers did you put?
Lost black Shih Tzu. If found, please call, and then the number.
All right,
Yeah,
and then you had one with pictures of your
Yes,
dog?
I had pictures. Yes. I have pictures right here. This is a photo that I used. Yeah, there he is. Tugboat.
Oh, what a cute dog.
Yeah.
I've got to think that someone found Tugboat and made Tugboat theirs.
I would like that. That would be nice.
It's
But
too
he
cute a
didn't-
dog. You would? Did you go to the shelters?
Yes, I went to all the shelters.
Why would he be responsible for paying for your? Tell me your theory on why he would be responsible for paying for your moving expenses.
Because I can't live there anymore. And I mean, I'd planned on...
What is the reason that you can't live there anymore?
Because he's an incompetent landlord, because he clearly doesn't care about me or his other tenants. He's a danger to me and others.
Okay, now that would give you a right to break your lease, which you did, right? Like you broke your lease. He's not coming after you for the rest of the lease and saying, I would just tell him, well, no, you're the kind of guy who doesn't fix something in 2 weeks until it becomes a catastrophe. And I would tell him, no, this guy has a right to move. It's different. You're actually asking for him to pay your moving fees because he didn't fix your washing machine in 2. That doesn't follow one thing from the other. As far as the dog is concerned, he would have to have done something wrong. He opened the door with his key and went in. Was going in wrong? Well, no, he tried to reach you for half an hour. It is an emergency, and under the law, he has a right to go in to stop damage to the other tenant who had called him to say, it's raining in my apartment. So, yeah, he has a right to go in. And did he go in and then leave the door open and then 30 minutes later and saw there was a dog and went coochie-coo and then just let the dog? That's not what happened. According to him, the minute he opened, your dog ran out and just never came back. That does not make him responsible unless he knows that the dog is there. And you have a problem proving that because you didn't alert him that the dog was there so that you could save $100 in rent and the deposit. So my verdict in this case is for the defendant.
All rise.
Judge Milian has ruled in favor of the defendant. The plaintiff's claim is denied.
This is all over. Let's just move on.
Keep your dogs away from this man. He's a terrible landlord.
Coming up,
What was going on in that car that would set you off?
He takes off his shoes and puts them on the dash. And
The shoes?
Puts his feet
On the dash.
which your feet are smelly.
you're watching Emmy-nominated Justice for the People with Judge Milian. Charles Kelp claims he missed out on a VIP festival experience after his friend got angry and sold his ticket. Lauren Walker says she paid for the tickets and was entitled to recoup her money after Mr. Kelp bailed on her during the trip.
Okay, Mr. Kelp, you are suing Ms. Walker, your former friend, for costing you $400 extra to buy a ticket to a festival because she sold your ticket. Let's talk about the circumstances that led up to that. Go ahead.
I've been friends with Lauren for many years. We became really good friends in high school, and I had the idea that it would be good for us to celebrate us graduating by going to this festival. You know, I didn't have money to buy tickets for myself at the time.
So you didn't have the money, and so she fronted it for you?
Yes, she did. But I promised her I would pay her back once my paycheck came in.
Which was
from my
going to be
job.
when? After the festival?
Yeah, after the festival.
All right.
Day of the festival, you know, she picks me up, I get in her car, and, you know, I can tell she's starting to get annoyed.
What was she annoyed at?
I turned the AC on because it's really hot, and she was annoyed at that. I tried switching the music to get us more hype for the music at the festival, and that seemed to upset her.
That seems like ridiculous reasons for somebody to be set off. What was going on in that car that would set you off? Because none of these sound like reasons to go off. So go ahead.
Well, I was already irritated before he even got in the car because he had forgotten his hat. We were already running late. I was
okay.
looking at the traffic. It
Okay.
was super heavy traffic all the way there. I was very concerned we weren't going to make it to the festival on time.
How far away was the festival?
About 45 minutes without traffic.
Coming up,
You didn't tell him anything. Put your feet down. Don't put your feet on my dash.
Yeah, he's like, why are you acting like this? You're acting so mad. And I'm like, why are you being such a B-word?
you're watching Emmy-nominated Justice for the People with Judge Milian. We're back with the case of Charles Kelp, who brought Lauren Walker to court for breach of contract.
And how late was he?
The hat incident made us about 15 minutes late.
Okay, go on.
And then he takes off his shoes and puts them on the dash. And
The shoes?
Feet
on the dash.
On the dash, which your feet are smelly, right?
Okay,
And
I'm sorry. So did you tell him, take your feet off my dash?
No, I just was like, whatever. I was focused on getting us there. That was
No, I know, but you don't have to slow down to say, get your feet off my dash. Has he ever done that before?
Yes, he has.
And have you told him to take his feet off your dash before?
I have before, yes.
Okay, so he knows that, so in your mind, he knows this bothers you.
Yes, this has.
Okay, but you didn't tell him anything, take your feet, put your feet down, don't put your feet on my dash.
Yeah, I was very focused on getting us there at the moment.
Okay, go on.
And eventually he's like, why are you acting like this? You're acting so mad. And I'm like, why are you being such a B word?
And what did he do?
He completely shut down, and I think he was very shook that I said that. And then he asked to go to the gas station. So I pulled over. We went into the gas station just to give us some time to cool off.
But why would you agree if you were running late?
It was very clear he needed some space for me. I could tell he did not want to be in the car.
All right, so he gets out of the car, and then what happens?
And then I see our friends pull up, mutual friends pull up into the gas station, and he
What
gets
were they
back in
doing
the
pulling
car.
up?
I don't know.
He probably called them. Did you call those friends?
Yeah, I texted them.
And told them to pick you up at the station?
Yeah, I felt I couldn't be in that space. I just needed space from her.
So you get into the car with the other friends, and then what happened?
So, I get into the car with our friend. She sees me get in the car, and we head over to the festival.
Judge Milian's verdict when Justice for the People returns. You're watching Emmy-nominated Justice for the People with Judge Milian.
Can I see the text? Do you have the copy of the text?
Mm-hmm. All right. Right here.
Thank you.
Where are you? You need to come back to the car now. So these are texts that you're sending while you're still at the gas station?
Yeah, so I called him over. He wasn't responding to me, so I started texting him.
I know he's ignoring your texts, but you saw him get in a car with a bunch of other people who you knew were headed to the concert. Why would you sell his ticket?
At that point in my head, that was still my ticket since I had paid for it and he had not paid me back.
Okay, and that's the crux of this. All right, how much did that ticket cost?
His ticket cost $200.
Right, but by the same token, you had already conveyed the ticket to him. He had already told you he was going to pay you. And if this were a lawsuit because he hadn't paid you, you'd win in 22 seconds. How much did you pay for your ticket?
So I paid $200 for my ticket.
Wait, what ticket? The one you bought at the festival?
The one I bought.
Wasn't that what you were supposed to pay?
Yes, but the difference is that the ticket we bought earlier was a VIP ticket, and by the time the day of, the GA was the same price as the VIP.
Yeah, but you didn't spend $600 on a VIP experience. You spent $200 on a general admission. You weren't out $600 ever, because you didn't pay for it beforehand. And then when you got the door, you didn't buy the VIP experience. You just bought a $200 ticket. And you wanted to pay you $400 that you never paid. Have I got it?
Well, the $200...
No, you know what? Not getting the VIP experience happens to you for not answering the text. Never mind. Verdict for the defendant.
All rise.
Judge Milian has ruled in favor of the defendant. The plaintiff's claim is denied.
You deserved it.
I guess we're not going to be friends anymore.
Let's reevaluate in our next court.
Exit this way, please. Make sure you grab all of your belongings.
This has been a production of Allen Media Group.